If you've ever been curious about fast, effective, and easy manifestation, see if you can guess the answer to this quick question. What do Napoleon Hill, best-selling author of the book Think and Grow Rich, Rhonda Byrne, who created the book and movie The Secret, Madonna, the world's best-selling female rock artist of all time, and even baseball superstar Alex Rodriguez all have in common? I mean, besides the fact that they've all achieved global fame and wealth, besides the fact that they all manifested incredible lives and millions of dollars, can you guess what else they have in common? Okay, I'll tell you. All of these people, known around the world for the extraordinary lives they've lived, studied and practiced an ancient and mystical system called the Kabbalah. According to legend, it's been passed down through the ages by some of the wisest, richest, and most powerful human beings who have ever lived. And in just a moment, I'm going to explain to you exactly how it works, exactly how all those celebrities say they've been manifesting their dream lives, and exactly why you can throw away those vision boards once and for all. But first, let me share with you a quick story about how I almost got duped by the gurus during one of the darkest and most painful points of my entire life, and how I turned everything around using the secrets I discovered along the way. When I was 23 years old, I was living a pretty amazing life. See, I've always believed that we should do what we love for a living, something we're passionate about, something that really makes a difference in the world, and so I was a fundraiser for companies that helped feed children in poor countries and save animals on the brink of extinction because of unsafe environmental practices. I loved the work I was doing. It really made me feel grateful for the opportunity to make the world a better place while also paying my bills and getting to work outside. I was going door to door raising money one day in Oceanside, California, when all of a sudden I felt the most powerful sneeze I've ever felt building up. I felt wave after wave of tension, and when it finally happened, I knew immediately that something was badly, horribly wrong. I crashed to the sidewalk, writhing in the kind of pain that I'd never felt in my entire life. I tried to get back on my feet, but each time it felt like 1,000 knives stabbing my spine and sent me toppling to the ground all over again. I felt completely helpless. As I lay on the sidewalk, twisted up like a human pretzel and trying my best not to cry, the only thought in my mind was, why? Why me? I mean, I was a good person. I was helping the world and didn't deserve an injury like that. I even raised my fist and cursed at the sky about how completely unfair it can feel when tragic things happen to good, kind people. A couple days later, I hobbled into a chiropractor's office, hoping with everything I had there was some way to fix whatever had gone so terribly wrong on that fateful day. Solomon, the chiropractor said, I don't know how to tell you this, but I have bad news. My breath caught in my throat, and my heart began to pound. I didn't know what he was about to say, but the nervous tick in his wrist hinted at something even worse than I'd imagined when I walked into his office. I felt a shot of adrenaline and fear jolt through my entire body. He then said, Your spine is pulled completely out of place, your neck is arched in the wrong direction, and I'm sorry to say this, but I can't promise you'll ever stand up straight again. I was speechless, stunned beyond words. All I could imagine was the opportunities I'd miss. To hike, to travel the world, to make love to a partner, or maybe even play ball with my kids someday. All I could picture was my future as a sad, bitter, angry old man in a wheelchair dying alone in a nursing home. As my heart sank, imagining all the things I'd miss out on, I knew I only had 3 options. The first was to accept my fate, buy a wheelchair, and rely on the charity of other people to pay my bills for the rest of my miserable and useless life. The second was to start a fundraiser online and use every cent I had saved up to undergo dangerous and painful surgeries just for a chance to get my old life back. It would be great if it worked, but if it failed, I ran the risk of ending up even worse and much poorer than where I started. Finally, I could learn everything I possibly could about energy and self-healing and then pray for a way that I could somehow perform a miracle and heal my back on my own. Now, I'm not the type to go out without a fight, and the idea of someone opening up my body and moving things around really didn't appeal to me. And plus, painkillers after surgery can be dangerous to take, and the last thing I needed was an addiction on top of my injury. I knew there was only one choice for me. And so I devoured every word of material on self-healing and manifestation that I could possibly get my hands on. I read so much that I even bought 3 new shelves just so I wouldn't trip over stacks of books every time I walked around my room. I was so desperate to make a change that even silly things like black magic and voodoo actually seemed like options. And maybe that's why, at first, I was so fascinated with the law of attraction. I mean, it's a pretty shocking idea, isn't it? That you can just ask, believe, and receive to get anything you want? Laying in bed for weeks and fearing the life of a crippled man, it sounded like music to my ears at the time. So I did all the affirmations. I created a vision board and I asked and believed for my spine to be healed. I waited and waited and waited, but when I never received anything at all, I started to question things. In fact, the more I looked into it and tried it, the more it seemed like the only people having success with the law of attraction were the gurus selling expensive seminars, and not the students actually using the material. And success was really important to me, since even if I fixed my back, I still had to manifest a career I could work from my room without standing on my feet all day and risking another injury. But I felt lost and hopeless all over again. It was like I'd gotten so close to fixing all my problems and manifesting what I wanted just to have it stolen away and kept just out of reach. I was telling a friend one day about my frustration with positive thinking and the law of attraction when he said, "Well, you know where those people got all that stuff, right?" "Huh?" I asked. He then said Napoleon Hill, Dr. Wayne Dyer, the people who made The Secret, they were all students of the Kabbalah. It's an ancient system of manifestation, and in fact, world-famous rock stars and celebrities like Ariana Grande, Ashton Kutcher, Madonna, and even David Bowie have used it to manifest millions of dollars and global fame. At first, I was shocked. It had never occurred to me that so many famous people had all been studying the same system, but it made so much sense. And the more I looked into it, the more it seemed like anyone who'd manifested incredible abundance was a student of Kabbalah. As I soon discovered, it teaches a step-by-step process to turn energy and ideas into physical reality, which I'll share with you in just a moment, and people claimed that it works every single time, for every single person who knows what I'm about to reveal to you. I read, practiced, and experimented with all the different ideas of the Kabbalah, and something truly astounding happened. I began to understand the connection between working with energy and vibration and the results we get in our lives. I took careful notes, journaled like a crazy person, and eventually discovered the technique that I've been calling my cosmic butler ever since. I'll tell you more about him at the end of this video, and maybe, just maybe, he could become your cosmic butler too, delivering your desires right to the doorstep of your life like a mailman from the stars. Before that, I want to tell you how the Kabbalah actually works. But a quick word of warning first. Once you understand how this works, you just might feel a level of empowerment that most people can never imagine. And I'm sure that if you had the ability to turn any of your ideas, wants, or needs into physical reality, you'd understand why it's so important that you would only use those kinds of abilities with the best of intentions, right? I'm not trying to send people into the world armed with this powerful and ancient knowledge who might use it for evil. So please, only watch the next couple minutes of this video if you can honestly say that you're a good person who wants what's best for yourself and others. Still watching? Alright, here's how the Kabbalah works. The image on your screen is called the Tree of Life. This image, studied by all the ancient Kabbalah masters, demonstrates the process where ideas and energy, shown in the very top circle of the Tree of Life, filter down through different planes of energy and eventually become physical reality down at the very bottom circle. It's a straightforward, step-by-step, point A to point B map of the steps that energy takes on its way to becoming physical reality. Now just think about what this means. If what the Kabbalah teaches is true, then it means there's a simple, step-by-step way to turn whatever it is you desire, whatever you want most, in your mind and in your heart, into the life you could wake up to every single day, grinning ear to ear as you finally live the life you've always dreamed of. I realized that I'd been completely focused on the wrong things. I'd been thinking positive thoughts about my spine and career instead of working on the energy that manifests as my spine and my career. I was working with the effects, but not with the causes that created them. It was like trying to change the ingredients in a cake after I'd already baked it. Once I could really feel that idea clicking into place, now I had a whole new set of tools and ideas that I couldn't wait to try out. Best part was, no surgery required. And if it worked, there was no limit to what kind of incredible, abundant life I'd be able to create for myself. The Kabbalah material I studied was written in very esoteric and hard to understand language from hundreds of years ago, so the very first thing I did with my notes was turn it into easy to understand English. I just wanted to be able to pick up my journal, practice a simple technique, and create miracles in life quickly and easily. I put together my own unique blend of all the best techniques I'd discovered, put all my effort into focusing on energy and vibration, and not only did my back heal, but just a few short months later, I ran my first ever 5K. As the smile crossed my face and I was filled with a rush of excitement and joy, I couldn't help but think back to when I didn't even know whether I'd walk again. I felt like a completely different person. A renewed, re-energized, happier person full of joy, full of hope, and full of life instead of the guy I'd been before, moping around like I had a rain cloud above my head. Once I saw this miracle take place right before my eyes, I realized just how powerful these techniques can be when you know how to use them properly. Now that I've seen what can be achieved with these techniques, it's like all the answers already exist inside of you. In fact, I'm convinced that all of the success, love, and abundance you could possibly desire is already within you, simply waiting to unfold like a beautiful rose once you know the right way to take that raw substance of your own inner power and turn it into something truly incredible. See, once you understand the frequency tuning technique I'll explain in a moment, it's almost like you can just key into those higher planes of energy and set your vibration to exactly the one you want the universe to respond with. I've even heard it said that we live in a vibrational universe where everything is connected, and if that's true, then a simple tweak to your own vibration could literally force the universe to bring you new and exciting places in life. I started to wonder what else I could do with these techniques, and so I applied them to my financial life as well. I'd liked my job before, but secretly I always dreamed of running my own business, on my own time, with no boss, and making money on my own terms. And just like it worked with my spine, it worked even better with my career. Nowadays, I run my own business consulting firm from my laptop anywhere in the world that I feel like working. I wake up every morning beaming with joy and abundance from my beautiful apartment overseeing an entire city in California. In fact, just this month, I made an astonishing $10,000 in less than 1 week working from home with no boss and no alarm clock ringing next to my head to wake me up in the morning. I couldn't believe it. All of a sudden, I understood exactly why this kind of material was usually studied by the people who taught the law of attraction, but without ever revealing the truth to their students. Now, at first, I never planned on telling anyone about how I'd done all this either, but obviously my friends noticed the difference and started to comment on it. I mean, how could they not? They all knew about my injury, they knew I was out of work, and then all of a sudden, I was back on my feet and in better shape than ever before. And instead of joining them at the bar on weekends to complain about our jobs, all of a sudden, I was the boss of my own life. I had nothing to complain about. So they demanded to know how I'd done it. And much as I wanted to keep it to myself, I couldn't help but think about how successful and happy they could be too if only they knew about my cosmic butler. I started calling it my cosmic butler because that's exactly what it feels like I have in life. I want something, I place an order with the universe, and then it shows up. I wanted my friends to be happy too, and to experience what it's like to have a cosmic butler, so I gave in and told them just a tiny taste of what I'd learned. I taught them how to stop one moment of frustration from ruining your whole day by simply releasing the bad energy like air from a balloon. I taught them how to stop stressing over money and give the universe vibrations of financial abundance that it can respond to by filling their bank account right back up and maybe even higher than it was before. I taught them how to take whatever mood they were in, and with one fast and simple trick, how to instantly trade it out for the mood they'd rather be in instead. No more stress or anxiety. The two biggest blocks to manifestation were suddenly pulled out like a splinter so they could feel healthy and whole instead. After all, why would you feel stressed or anxious if you knew you could create your own reality? Those usually come from fear of not knowing what comes next or where things are heading. But once people learn how to manifest where things are heading on purpose, all those fears can just evaporate away. I taught my friend Ari about the frequency tuning technique, and afterwards he said, "I'm so incredibly grateful. This technique is brilliant and really brings manifestation to life." I taught my friend Leslie, and she said, "I always knew there was a powerful way to manifest my reality, but positive thinking never quite did the trick. Solomon's lesson on vibrational matching totally blew me away, and I'll never go back to my old methods again." I also taught my friend Manoj, and he said, "I've been reading about the law of attraction for over a decade. I watched The Secret, I read about NLP, but I could never get any of it to work. Solomon's Kabbalah lessons are comprehensive and laser focused." I kept hearing this kind of thing from the people I shared these techniques with, and there was no way to just keep the truth in our little circle. The idea started to spread like wildfire, and so I decided to make these teachings into a gift to the world that anyone can use to feel like limiting beliefs you've had your entire life, issues you might have thought would haunt you forever, are just disappearing completely and leaving you feeling like a brand new, more powerful you. It's almost like society just pulls you wherever it wants and never really cares about what you want to do or how you want to feel. Can you imagine what it would be like to break those chains and finally become the person you were put on this earth to be? To help you know how liberating and empowering that feels, I spent 6 months in my room, working day in and day out to make sure I could explain each and every technique that I've learned and used. I took out all the esoteric language of the Kabbalah so it can make sense to everybody around the world who wants a better, more abundant, and more joyful life. If I'd had access to this life-changing material back when my spine and career were coming apart before my eyes, I could have been back on my feet and better than ever, more quickly than I even realized was possible. And plus, I just couldn't bear to watch people get suckered into expensive seminars that didn't even help them, but made the gurus extremely rich. So now, I'm going to give the power back to the people with the incredible, simple-to-use set of tools that I call Kabbalah Manifestation Secrets: How to Make the Universe Your Personal Cosmic Butler. When you reserve your seat in this life-changing personal transformation course, you're going to discover the magic wand method that helps reveal the purpose that you feel has been planted deep in your soul right now as you listen to my voice and think about what you feel like you were born to do. Isn't it time to discover and let the world know who you really are? Once your destiny is crystal clear to you, I'll reveal the vibrational jailbreak methods that I used to escape from the limits imposed on me by the media and education systems. If you've ever felt like someone else was trying to hold you down, and you've dreamed of knowing what it's like to fly free instead, like an eagle soaring through the air for the very first time, then these methods just might change your life forever. Next, you'll learn the manifesting meditation method, a simple way to instantly clear your mind, feel like you're drawing massive power from the universe, and then use that energy to mentally paint your perfect life like Picasso at his canvas. Just don't use this if you like sitting in uncomfortable positions for hours at a time and chanting in mysterious languages, because this is much faster and much more comfortable. Then you'll explore why positive thinking might make you feel better, but hasn't been manifesting the amazing life you desire, and the astral abundance method that breaks down which kind of thoughts actually can attract abundance and success instead of the ones that never can and never will. This is where people make the biggest and deadliest mistakes with the law of attraction. So if you've realized that there's more to manifestation than ask, believe, receive, you'll definitely want to use what you'll learn in this lesson. Then I'll show you the Release the Resistance roadmap. See, if you're internally resisting the very things you want to attract, it's like putting a brick wall between you and your desires. Stress and anxiety are like noise that gets in the way of the signals between you and the universe, not to mention having a really negative effect on your mental, emotional, and even physical health. With this simple trick you can do anytime and anywhere. You'll feel like all resistance to love and success are leaving your energy field forever. Then, it'll feel like the universe is pouring all the goodness it has to offer right into your soul and into your life. You might even mistake it for an automatic feel-good button you can press whenever you want. And once you learn this simple yet astonishingly powerful technique, you could never be more than 60 seconds away from feeling powerful, confident, and full of joy, even if you were upset just a minute beforehand. Next, you'll learn the advanced, life-changing, and transformational power of the poles process that helps you automatically choose the way you want to feel when you want to feel it. Imagine if there were an emotional catalog you could read, flip through its pages, and simply pick the ones you wanted to feel. Well, this technique from the mystics of ancient Egypt almost feels like stepping off the emotional roller coaster so you can finally take a deep breath and just relax. Finally, you'll discover the frequency tuning technique, a powerful 5-step energy system that'll feel like you're turning up your own vibrational dial to automatically align the fibers of the universe with your deepest wants and needs. Once you've harmonized the universe with what you really want, it's easy to imagine all the obstacles and roadblocks to your happiness simply melting away like a stick of butter on a hot summer day. See, you are a vibrational being, and the universe is like a radio. Send the right signals to your cosmic butler, and it'll feel like placing an order with the universe that you want delivered right to your doorstep. Without the cosmic butler, it'll feel more like placing an order for one thing, but getting something completely different. Now, you're probably listening along thinking about how amazing this all is and wondering what it's going to cost you. Well, the truth is that not only could this program save you thousands of dollars over the course of your life on books that make big promises but don't actually deliver, it's also the only program like this in existence today. In fact, when this system was first revealed to the world, the price was $247. But then I realized, you know what? I don't actually need that much money. Like I said, I have a thriving and amazing consulting business that I manifested using these very tools, and what I really want more than anything is to make sure as many people as possible have access to the same tools so that you can build your perfect life the way I've built mine. So then I considered only asking $147, but I really want to make this as affordable as humanly possible while still making sure that you're invested enough to actually do the work and get the same amazing results that so many people have already gotten with the Kabbalah. So today, I'm going to let you crack open this treasure chest of powerful manifestation material for the insanely low price of only $47. And all you've got to do is simply click the button below, fill out and submit your payment information on our safe and secure checkout form, and in just a couple moments, your life could change forever. Order today, and not only will you learn these ancient and mystical techniques, but I'm even going to throw in not one, not two, but 3 incredible and free bonuses to help you envision the life of your dreams even faster. My first free gift for you is the complete audio version of this course, absolutely free, so you can listen to the MP3 tracks at the gym, in your car, or anytime you're on the go. Simply turn on the tracks wherever you are for powerful new information or even just a reminder of one of the simple, amazing tools you've already learned. The audio version of this course sells for $27 by itself, but it's free when you order Kabbalah Manifestation Secrets today. The second incredible bonus you're going to get is called the Affirmation Amplifier. See, most affirmations don't actually work because you have to be in the right energetic state to quickly and easily heal subconscious pain from your past, visualize yourself attaining all your wants and needs, and form incredible new connections that can raise your vibration higher than it's ever been before. In this bonus, I'm going to reveal a long-hidden blend of powerful change work techniques I learned in hypnotherapy school to give you instant access to your own subconscious script. That's the story you play out without even realizing it. And so, until you learn how to influence the deepest parts of your own story, then trying to solve those issues that just keep coming up will feel like banging your head against a brick wall. But once you yank those problems out by the root, your life might just feel so smooth and so enjoyable that you won't even believe how stressful it used to be. The Affirmation Amplifier normally sells for $67 on its own, yours completely free when you order Kabbalah Manifestation Secrets today. But that's not all. Reserve your seat today and you're also going to receive the pineal gland purification process. Like many brilliant scientists have pointed out, we are energetic beings. We can feel, use, and be guided by energy just like every other animal on the planet. Problem is, the way most people live in modern society fills our bodies with so many toxins, and our minds with so many disempowering beliefs that we've lost touch with our natural sixth sense and spiritual abilities. In the pineal gland purification process, you're going to learn all about the amazing inner powers you've been robbed of, and more importantly, the exact steps to take to rid yourself of toxins and undergo a powerful spiritual awakening. The pineal gland purification process normally sells for another $67 on its own, yours absolutely free when you order Kabbalah Manifestation Secrets right here from this page. Altogether, this course and these bonuses would normally add up to $408 worth of powerful manifestation material. Yours today for the insanely low price of just $47. That's 89% off, saving you over $360 from what you'd pay if you got each piece of the program separately. I'm sure you can imagine how, once your life begins to change for the better, you can become a role model to others who also want to break free and design their own lives. How you can be a beacon of light and joy in a world that's just so often frustrating, and even scary. And again, all you've got to do is simply click the button below, which will take you to a 100% safe and secure checkout, then fill out and submit your payment information. And just a couple minutes from now, you'll have access to a treasure trove of powerful material that's going to give you a simple, step-by-step system anyone can use to finally feel a cleansing and healing wave of relief wash over you like a waterfall of abundance. Almost like you're letting go of every limiting belief that's held you back from the incredible life that in your heart you probably feel that you deserve to be living. The one you've always felt like you're meant to be living. See, I firmly and personally believe that each of us has our own particular destiny, but we all pick up limiting beliefs in childhood that are like putting brakes on the purpose that we're supposed to be living out. So just imagine what it would be like to easily and automatically take your foot off those brakes and just press the gas pedal right into the floor. The Kabbalah explains laws of nature as eternal and reliable as gravity itself, or the changing of the seasons. So, no matter how many times you've tried to manifest your perfect life before, no matter how much you've struggled, or even if you felt so hopeless that it seemed like there was no point in even trying anymore, no matter how bad things have been in the past, this course is going to show you exactly why it's felt like such an uphill battle. Have you ever wondered what it would be like to play the game of life on such an incredibly high level that it would be impossible to fail, and show you a brand new way of living a happier and more effortless life where you feel taken care of 24 hours a day, like there's a butler by your side whose highest joy in life is to make you happy? Listen, I know these are huge promises, but I'm confident making them to you because I know just how powerfully this material can change your life the moment you decide to move forward and act on it. In fact, I'm so confident that this course comes with a 60-day money-back guarantee. Either you love the results or you don't pay a penny. It's just that simple. No risk and a lifetime of reward. And again, all you have to do is click the button below, fill out and submit your payment information, and reserve your spot in this course now. Look, I know that Kabbalah Manifestation Secrets isn't for everybody. If you're already living a life brimming with joy and abundance, if you wake up every day next to your perfect partner with a heart full of gratitude for what an incredible life you're already living, or if you're making all the money you deserve doing something you absolutely love, then honestly, this program probably isn't meant for you. But since you're still watching this video, I think it's safe to say that by now you've realized that you really only have 3 options moving forward. Option 1 is that you could do nothing. If you really want to keep living the stagnant, unfulfilling life you're sick and tired of living, if you want to keep being an underpaid, unappreciated employee doing something that you know you aren't really meant for, then honestly, I can't stop you from making that choice. If you really want, you can keep watching the years tick by without getting any closer to your goals, while people younger than you get way better results and don't work half as hard, without seeing yourself manifest anything and everything you could possibly desire, and without becoming a powerful magnet for amazing friends, life-changing opportunities, and all the other fantastic things you'll discover in Kabbalah Manifestation Secrets. That said, I think you know you're better than that you deserve better than that, and that it's about time for you to break off the shackles holding you back and truly let your spirit soar. That's why you could also go with option 2, figure this all out yourself. Look, there's no shortage of law of attraction programs, books, courses, and seminars that already exist. They're expensive, they're time-consuming, and worst of all, they don't actually work. Nobody gets rich from those products except the people selling them. But they do contain some powerful ideas that, if you spend years of your life tweaking and perfecting, you might someday be able to create some positive change in your life. Of course, by then you'll be a lot older than you are now, and probably several $1,000s poorer from purchasing all those products. I know some people like to do it all themselves no matter what, so that is an option you have. However, people who want to get huge results quickly and effectively tend to choose option 3, reserve your seat in Kabbalah Manifestation Secrets today. Let me simply hand you the ancient wisdom I've discovered and practiced with more success than I even realized was possible. In this program, I promise to share the most powerful, potent, and positive tools for manifestation I've ever found after searching so many years. No holding back. You're ready for the truth. You'll feel like a fish discovering water for the very first time, and you'll know in your heart you were always meant to be living this way. And all it takes is to click the button below, fill out and submit your payment information, and then sit back, turn on the course, and let these tools change your life forever. Just go through the course, use these simple, step-by-step, almost done-for-you tools that I'm going to reveal in the program, and you honestly won't believe how empowered you'll feel to finally live life the way you've always wanted. I've worked incredibly hard to make this available for you, and I just know you're going to love it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the course.